One of the most important parameters in order for us to make decisions in our business is based on different, values and metrics that we make. And many of them can be modeled in the financial projections of the company. So I was looking for a way to know exactly that what is the best style and structure of a financial projection that the companies can enjoy from. So here it is a very simple financial projection that is made. And in fact, it has some general standards that we use in World Business Council in order to have the same structure and in order to support the clients with the potential changes that they are going to have in future, and also give them an easy access to the base of the financial model for future changes that they can even do it. So the main thing which is very important in the financial projection is the first part, which is the direction or the dashboard. That is a shortcut to the major parts of the financial projection. So any financial projection is made up of a series of inputs and a series of outputs. The series of inputs are all in the operational models, and the outputs are mainly in the reports. When we develop the financial projections, we also consider a part which is called the outputs, or maybe we can say dashboard or whatever. In that, the most important parameters for the client is shown up. Here you can see that for this project, it was very important to work on the case of to have the practically easy access to the balance sheet, the income statement, and also to the cash flow statement. In addition, we wanted to know exactly that what are the sources of revenue, what are the practically break-even analysis of the company, and also we wanted to have some indicators of the health of the company. So later on, if they wanted to make any decision on raising funds or anything like this, there would be no problems with the decision that they make based on these parameters that we implemented here and comparison that we made with the norms of the businesses in the sector. So in general, this is the only thing that the business owners need, and they are not going to be dealing with the changes in the financial projections. But if they wanted to do so, we also made a modular structure in order for them to be very easy to access, manage, and make changes in it. So here you can see, for example, for the starting point, we made something very simple. This is the costs of starting a business. These are the initial investments that they have in their mind. What are the operational capitals that is needed for setting up the business? What are the initial funds required, and who is going to pay how much amount of that money? What is the allocation, the income tax, amortization? And we try to make it very simple, like a book. You can check, you can go into the details of each of these stages. All businesses have some costs, which a part of that cost is in the payroll cost, and a part of that is on the cost of the revenues. So in this simple model, again, we could consider that, and also the growth rates that is going to have. In more professional ones, we always work in a way that we are dealing with a different type of revenue drivers. So when we're talking about the revenue, there are different sources of practically events that leads to formation of a revenue. And we will start from that point. But in this case, as the business was at the earlier stage, we try to just use the historical data and also consider the potential increase on the amount of the sales and the other parameters. We have also the operational expenditures, that how much we are going to spend in different sectors. Each of cases have the annual and monthly report. And finally, we come up with the three reports that we talked about in one place. So at any point of time, we can decide easily if we are going to make a new investment. Is it reasonable to make a new investment, or it's not reasonable? One thing which is important is the coloring. As you see here, we try to make the coloring in a way that is very intuitive and very easily understandable. So in case that there is a field that is not filled out, we will put make the coloring orange. And when it is filled, but it is the thing that that the managers can change at any period of time, you can make it like this. It is in green color. So we know that these are the fields that there is a data in it, and the data can be changed. While these fields are the fields that there is data in it, but the data should not be changed because it is calculated based on formula or whatever that is not letting you have the access to practically to change it directly. So let's assume that there is an investment, or there is let's say a plan for making some kind of changes in the business. So what we will do is that we are going to make some, for example, new fixed asset purchases or additional inventory, or let's say a fixed investment. Here we can easily enter the number. So let's say in August we're going to make $1 million of acquisition, and we can easily see here that how much is the amount of the money that we need for that period of time. So this is the line of credit balance. We need 582,000 in order to raise. Based on the assumptions that we have, we are going to make practically the payments of this money as soon as possible, based on the cash that the money is that this value is generating. But we can have the other types of involvement as well. We can have different type of, let's say, schedules of payments implemented in the model. So as you see here, it will give you a general idea that how much money you will need, and also it will give you, based on the initial assumptions of 9% annual rates for the revolving credit. Would it worse for you to make an investment at that period of time, or it doesn't worse for you to make any kind of investments? There is another point which is very important, and this point is that when we are dealing with the projects, it's very important to be easily printable and give us the paper reports. So in that case, we just simply select the rows that we need. We go Control P, then we go to the selected cells, and it is automatically designed in a way that it will give you the final reports. You can just simply click next, and the full report will be prepared. So there is no need for any special changes. The format, the page size is A4. The format is portrait, and you will see that it is totally fixed. You can you can pass it to your investors. You can pass it to the banks that you are looking for loans or whatever. So I hope that this introduction to a standard form or format of financial projection would be useful for you.